Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On a Heater podcast featuring myself, Dashing, as well as my good friend Kiwi. We are two idiots blundering on about sports. We're back. I know, in a regular, timely fashion. You've all missed us. I'm so sure of that. um, how's it going, Kiwi? How's it going? What's going on?
Well, since it hasn't been that long since we've talked. Not that much new. Short week in between episodes here for you guys.
No kidding.
But we're back on schedule, so that's what matters.
That is what matters. And, what matters more is there's actually some baseball news for you. Not a lot of baseball news, as you know what that means. You know what that smells like? We're getting close to baseball season because it's more than 3/4 of the year.
No kidding. Spring training coming up. I think it's, what did I see? February, it's like the 9th through the 13th, I think, is when everybody's is reporting.
So spring training.
March? Am I crazy?
I'm insane. I can't remember when spring training is.
Why?
Holy
yeah,
crap.
my brain is blanking.
All of those people out there like, oh, fake fans.
No. Listen, I don't care about spring training because
February
the season's
20th.
long enough as is.
February 20th it starts.
Okay, yeah. So all the all the catchers and pitchers are reporting like the 9th through the 13th, I think, or something. Yeah. I saw a graphic on it. But yeah, I don't pay attention to spring training. Mm-hmm. Once the season starts, then I start paying attention. I don't pay attention to spring training.
Yep. But anyway, that aside, a little bit of sad news. Bob Uecker passes at 90 years old, voice of the Milwaukee Brewers since 1971, and starred in Major League. So,
yeah.
Sad to see.
That just broke this morning. Actually, very sad to hear. Mm-hmm. Will be definitely missed.
Yeah, that's it's tough. I mean, 90 years old, you kind of expect it in a way.
Yeah,
but
I mean, dude had been around for literally forever. So,
but you never like to see that happen. But nice little Mets signing after their signing of the generation not too long ago. They have signed a prospect with one of the number 3 prospect in the 2025 international class, Elian Pena, a 17-year-old shortstop. He got a nice juicy $5 million bonus. I'm sure that's probably all the Mets could spare after their almost $1 trillion deal that they did. But or I guess I should say billion, but feels like trillions.
Billion. I know. One day they'll get there.
No kidding. But yeah, he's he's right up there behind Roki Sasaki, who is expected to go to the Dodgers, Padres, or Blue Jays. And then I'm gonna butcher the heck out of this name, Dominican shortstop Josuara de Jesus Gonzalez, who is expected to have agreed with the San Francisco Giants. So you know what? Good for Pena, good for Gonzalez, and we might have to start the Sasaki watch here because this guy's supposed to be like
pretty good,
super good. So, and I'll scream if he goes to the Dodgers with all that deferred money.
Oh my god. Actually, I heard that they aren't in on him.
They aren't. Okay. This article that I was reading, it's from yesterday at 6 p.m. So they still have the Dodgers in on him. So, but maybe he's not.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I heard the wrong thing. But, and then did you see? I didn't put this in there. I just happened to remember it out of the wherever it just came from in space and time. Did you see that Justin Verlander is 1 million years old and signed a 1-year contract?
I did see that, and I'm interested to see how he does next year, because it was his shoulder, right? That was really fucked up for a while there. So
he had Tommy John a couple of times, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he is kind of managed through this upcoming season, or if he even makes it through the season.
Yeah, it was only like what, $15 million or
It
something.
wasn't very money for a
It
guy
wasn't
like
a
that.
lot.
I mean,
I mean,
it is a lot of money, but
dude's got a ton of money, but
yeah, but in this scheme of it, he's an ancient pitcher at this point.
well, he's in his 40s.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like
No,
for a
that's what I
pitcher, that's
mean. That's what
crazy.
I mean. It's insane that he's still pitching.
Yeah,
So I'm
dude, I
interested to
remember.
see what kind of like, you know, is he going to be in relief? Is he going to be a starter? Or, like what's up?
I have to imagine he's gonna be no, he's starter.
Is
He's a starter. I remember they posted their new rotation of like the 6 pitchers or whatever, and he was on there.
no way.
So
All
I
right.
don't know if he's gonna be like an optional,
Or optional starter.
like
Yeah. He's
like
gonna be on like a 3-inning limit.
Yeah, no kidding. Like,
Oh my gosh.
good grief, yeah. But that is it for baseball. But we are starting to get some news here, getting closer to spring training, so that'll be heating up soon. Speaking of heating up, things that'll be slowing down is the NFL here in a few weeks.
Absolutely.
We saw Houston waive Deontay Johnson this week.
We also saw him get immediately picked up by the Ravens.
We saw him get immediately picked up by the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
From one playoff team to another playoff team. I think that's every player's dream.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. He probably has a better shot at winning the Super Bowl on the Ravens than he did the Texans.
Yeah.
But the Texans are still, like, kind of a shocker for me after what they did to the Chargers last week.
Yeah.
So
we'll get into this. My thoughts on the Texans.
yeah.
The Colts have been announced that they will be playing in Germany next year.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats to Germany. We gave you a better team than we gave the UK.
It's true.
Not much better, but better.
At least they're fun to watch sometimes.
Yeah, true. And who knows? They could have one of their good seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
hot and gold.
Polarizing, yes.
Yeah.
And then just a little breakdown here of where we are in the Bears coaching interview process.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Dallas just interviewed, oh my gosh,
Kellen Moore, or they requested Kellen Moore.
They requested Kellen Moore, so there's your update on Dallas. But the Bears update is we have currently interviewed Drew Petzing, Ben Johnson, Anthony Weaver, Pete Carroll, Mike Kafka, Aaron Glenn, Ron Rivera, Thomas Brown, David Shaw, Arthur Smith, Mike McCarthy, Mike Vrabel, who is obviously with New England now. And we still have requested/scheduled interviews for Matt Campbell, Todd Monken, Joe Brady, Brian Flores, Marcus Freeman, Cliff Kingsbury, and Adam Stenovich.
And they've also requested an interview with the Lawson chief of police, but unfortunately they had to decline because he's not an NFL head coach.
I saw, going off of my comment from last week, I actually saw a post that said, if you live in Chicago and own a Bears shirt, please be at Hallis Hall this afternoon for your interview. So, I mean, honestly, I have to give credit to the Bears.
I do too. Honestly,
they're really putting out the effort.
They are, without a doubt, like, they're putting in the legwork. They are doing, I mean, the Patriots, they do what they do, and they are what they are. And
they went out,
here.
They knew who they wanted.
They knew who they wanted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, even the Bears, like, they had Vrabel on their radar, but he was gone before he even got a really chance like to go for that job.
I think he got signed like the day after we interviewed him or something.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the Patriots really were just like, Vrabel's our guy. We want Vrabel. And I think, honestly, Vrabel wanted New England. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Vrabel wanted to go to New England last year, but the Patriots hung themselves out to dry with Gerard Mayo, so they got stuck and got lucky that Mike Vrabel was just an assistant over in Cleveland this year.
All right,
they got real lucky.
Am I insane for the fact that I'm actually considering that Mike McCarthy might not be the worst choice for the Bears? You look at his record. He has been to the playoffs his last 10 seasons. as a head coach. Yeah, he hasn't won any rounds in the playoffs,
I
but
mean,
he's been to the playoffs. Look at the record of those Dallas teams. Look at the record of those Packers teams. What the Bears need right now is stability, and he is very consistent.
I mean, he can definitely, give you some semblance of stability.
I'm not saying we're going to keep him for 8 years.
All I'm saying that, like, oh man, I wish I had the list in front of me. I'm scrolling through these. Did we send it on Twitter? Did we send that to each other?
For what?
The list of interviewees
For the Bears?
Yeah.
I have the current one here. I'll send it to you real quick.
That'd be great.
I just looked up the current one today. Oh. Wrong button. Sorry.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. So, I mean, looking at the list itself, I'm not like super hot on a lot of these guys. Like Ron Rivera, I would say definitely is a solid choice. Arthur Smith, probably not. Shaw, probably not. Glenn, no. Pete Carroll, way too old. Like, I really think your best options are McCarthy, Ben Johnson. I mean, Brian Flores, maybe.
I don't know if I love that option.
He's not the greatest option. I mean, I might actually be willing to give Cliff Kingsbury another shot. He did a lot of weird shit, down in Arizona, but like he did do pretty well with Call of Duty addict Kyler Murray. But the rest of those guys on there, like Joe Brady's not a bad option, but like maybe not the best. So I think their options are.
The problem is that we're interviewing a lot of defensive-minded people, and
you need an offensive coach, which is why I'm leaning towards Ben Johnson, because the stuff that he's been able to do with Jared Goff, of all people, is insane. Arthur, that's why I also kind of like, not Arthur Smith, Ron Rivera. He's also like, he's not like the best head coach ever, but he's good as like an intermediary, restable guy to get the team to where it needs to be good with like another guy, which is where I think the Bears are right now, where they need this in-between guy who can stabilize the franchise to get to the next guy. I think if you go to like a Ben Johnson or a Mike McCarthy, you're going to get like the same thing I think with Mike McCarthy. You're going to get a little stabilization, but maybe not the same sort that Ron Rivera could give you. Ben Johnson is just the guy. I think he is the guy.
I really Ben Johnson's definitely top of my list right now. I feel like Mike McCarthy has been a solid second option now in my mind.
Yeah.
Which I was so opposed to him at the beginning. It's crazy to say that. But I'm thinking about it. He has the experience. He does bring stability to the teams. Yeah, Dallas hasn't won any playoff rounds or anything like that with him, but they've made it there every year.
They've got it there.
They've had great regular seasons. And he's been around so long that, yes, he's not necessarily as offensive minded as Ben Johnson's going to be, but he has the pedigree in both sides of the ball.
He also has a lot of connections to get a decent staff together.
Yeah. And honestly, and going off of that, I actually really hope that we keep Thomas Brown. We figure out a way to keep Thomas Brown, because I think he has been really good for us. I don't know if I love him for the full-time head coach position. Like, I feel like he did fine as the interim, but I would much rather have him drop back into that offensive coordinator position again and really just focus on that with in partnership with, I mean, could you imagine him with Ben Johnson?
Oh my God. So
even with Mike McCarthy, I think that would be a really good, that would set Thomas Brown up for the future.
Oh, absolutely.
If he has Mike McCarthy. And I think we would be so dominant offensively if he was with Ben Johnson. So I really do hope we keep Thomas Brown around, because I think he's been good. I'm not
going to lie. My one hesitation with Ben Johnson, and this is not a knock on him. It's just I felt this way. I felt this way with Gerard Mayo and the Mike Vrabel situation too. I hesitate with first time head coaches because usually and most notably, like they usually aren't very good.
Right.
They aren't together because like they haven't done it before. Like you can't expect everybody to go in year one and just lights out. That doesn't happen everywhere. That doesn't happen every single time. Usually they struggle the first few years, and you got to give them some time. Like Gerard Mayo, I don't think was the guy, and I agree that it sucked that he got fired, but I think he kind of did it to himself in a way in some respects. But, I struggle because, like, you get a group of guys together that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and you expect them to know what they're doing, but that's my only hesitation. Not saying Ben Johnson is that guy who doesn't know what he's doing, but he would be a first year head coach trying to figure it out, and I would hesitate to say, like, here you go, figure out your staff, figure everything out, like, good luck, see you later.
Hmm.
For a first year guy. I mean, somebody's got to give him that chance, and perhaps it's the Bears, perhaps it's the Raiders, wherever he ends up going. Like, there's a lot of teams out there. Um, but I hope it works out for him. I hope he doesn't flame out anywhere because I really do like Ben Johnson as a coach, and I would like to see him flourish as a head coach.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated on where that goes. I know that the Bears still for sure have interviews through next Wednesday because I
Definitely.
think Wednesday is when we're interviewing Todd Monken. So
I think they're going to go through this entire list. We're not going to see a decision made until after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, until everybody's been interviewed and after. Well, I don't know if I'd go as far as after the Super Bowl, but
Maybe.
well, it depends.
It depends if their options Ben
Depends on
Johnson.
what teams, yeah, it depends on what teams are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but that about wraps us up for football. Other than our preheated playoff preview.
It's time.
Just a side note right here.
Yeah.
Thank you, NFL, for putting the Sunday night game at 6:30 p.m. instead of 8 o'clock.
Oh my God, you have no idea. I mean, you do have an idea.
Like to go for us people who like to go to bed early. 8 o'clock games are rough,
bro. We're old. We both work full-time jobs that have us up early at like stupid hours of the morning. Like, thank you. Yes, we're working class Americans, bro.
Thank you.
But that leads us in 4:30 p.m. ESPN, ABC, Texans, Chiefs. Who you got?
This is gonna tie in a little bit later. I have the Texans.
I also
have
the Texans.
I was not expecting that.
Bro, I'm a generational Chiefs hater. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, I
come
hate
on.
the Chiefs too.
Come
but
on.
Like, to a certain extent, you have to be like, all right, they're probably gonna win. I really think the Texans have a good shot.
I do too. I don't think they are in the conversation of rock, paper, scissors that is Chiefs, Ravens, Bills right now. But honestly, the Texans kind of surprised me last week, and the Chargers were pretty good against the Chiefs this year. And if that's a sign of anything, I think the Texans are probably better than the Chiefs. And I mean, I've been saying it all year. I think this is a really bad Chiefs team. They are there to be had. They have been there to be had, and nobody has stepped up. And the Chiefs have just been like doing Chiefs things, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop somewhere, and I think the Texans stop it.
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to have a lot of momentum coming off that win against the Chargers.
It's a big win against the Chargers.
So I think maybe, CJ Stroud's been here before.
Mm-hmm. He's been in this position before against the Chiefs. Wasn't he there last year? Or no,
yeah,
maybe.
I think they think they faced them.
Was it? I might have been.
I think it was in the divisional round again.
Yeah. They
played the Chiefs played the Bills in the conference round.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I know it's gonna be like ice cold again in Kansas City with whatever snow. Nothing like it's gonna be in Buffalo for that Ravens Bills game on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to that shit so much.
But yeah, honestly, I think they might get hot. They might get hot at the right time. I don't think they make it past the next team in the conference round, though.
They don't win the championship game.
Like, it's going to be tough to beat the Chiefs and then beat the Ravens or the Bills.
Yeah, that's...
and then guess who you have waiting for you at the Super Bowl? The freaking Lions, probably. So
no kidding.
They'd have to go on a generational run.
Imagine. Holy shit. That'd be crazy.
I would love to see them in the Super Bowl.
That'd be your Super Bowl pick, Lions, Texans.
That's my Super Bowl pick. So I have to pick the Texans.
I hope you placed that like months ago. The
Dude,
money you would have made on that on DraftKings.
No, see, so here's the thing. If I would have done that, neither team would have made the playoffs.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
And then our Saturday night game, 8:00 on Fox, is Commanders at Lions.
Lions, easy.
Lions.
Gonna be a good game, but Lions.
It's gonna... See, that's where we differ. I think it's gonna be a blowout.
Ooh. Lights a little too bright.
I don't think people understand how good this Detroit team is.
They've got some rest too.
And they have David Montgomery back.
I know, and they got rest too.
I don't think people realize how good this team is. They make it to the Super Bowl. There's not a doubt in my mind they don't.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I think they are a Super Bowl team.
I think they're going to slaughter the Commanders because here, I'm going to tell you what. This is what I was talking about. So for all you who don't know and don't pay attention, I live in Michigan, okay? I live an hour away from Detroit. All my coworkers are Lions fans. Whatever. We talk about it all the time because I like the Lions. I cheer for the Lions. I have no problem with it.
Mm.
What people don't realize is the Commanders have never been in this situation before.
Yeah.
They have never been to a stadium, i.e. Ford Field, during an important playoff game. They have never played a team like the Lions.
They got such a chip, bro.
In this
the chip on the shoulder
of playoffs. Jaden Daniels is a rookie quarterback. He definitely has not played in this scenario before. Yeah, the Commanders might have a couple of veterans that have been to the playoffs or whatever. But Jaden Daniels has never played in this situation. He's going to look like a scared little boy out there. The magnitude that Ford Field reaches in fan noise level is deafening. Jaden Daniels isn't even going to be able to hear.
It's going to be 14 degrees outside during that game.
Well, it's an indoor stadium.
But even still, it's going to be 14 degrees in Detroit.
It's not going to feel like 14 in there, though.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hotter than hell.
It's going to be hotter than hell in there. But the fans have never had this kind of hope before. It's going to be insane in there. Everyone watch this game.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Solely for, it might be the worst game ever because the Lions truly might blow out the Commanders. But watch this solely for the atmosphere of Ford Field. And just expect that for the rest of the playoffs. I don't think people realize
the Lions
Detroit
have
Lions
such a chip on their shoulder.
Different level of existence.
They have such a chip on their shoulder too.
That's
after
so
last
funny,
year,
all the Vikings fans are such crybabies, dude.
Oh my god, no kidding.
Refs through the game.
Nah,
no, dude, you got your pants waxed off of you.
You want to know what's really funny about Vikings fans and the Vikings team themselves? They had a really, really good season. But then you want to know what happened? In the first few weeks of the season, they lost to the Lions and the Rams in the October. You want to know what happened at the end of the season? They lost to the Lions and the Rams in the playoffs.
That's the only two teams they lost to, and they lost to both of them twice.
We'll get there for our hot take, but
yeah, quite the interesting scenario here. And then Sunday, we have for our afternoon 3:00 game on NBC Peacock, we have Rams Eagles. Dashing is promptly putting that he has the Rams. I have the Eagles.
Rams. Interesting. I think this is going to be a good game. I just wrote Eagles for the Eagles. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. I think that this is going to be a very, very run-heavy game on the Eagles side. It's going to be a very pass-heavy game on the Rams side. My core belief here on why the Rams are going to win is because they are healthy. They are a healthy Rams team, and that is dangerous.
Yeah, the only thing that I have to go against that to vote for the Eagles is it's in Philly.
Yeah.
And we know how Philly fans are. Obviously, we saw that against the Packers. Feel so sorry for that lady, by the way. And then it's going to be freaking cold.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
But we do know that the Rams are definitely a playoff team consistently. They lost to Detroit last year in a really good game. They won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So it's very much
possible. It's there.
Anything could happen with this game. And then rounding us out, 2 great games on Sunday. Ravens at Bills, 6:30 p.m. CBS, Paramount Plus. Wow.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I saw the rock, paper, scissors, yeah. I think, listen, both of these teams have every right to win this game and move on to the next round.
Yeah.
Josh Allen gets hungrier every year that we keep him out of the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The Bills Mafia gets hungrier every year we keep them out of the Super Bowl.
So here is where I go, okay, yeah, but rock, paper, scissors, 35-10 earlier this year. It wasn't even close, Kiwi. It wasn't even close. Earlier
but here's what the Bills failed to do in that game.
Is contain Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson.
Contain Derrick Henry.
I don't think they're going to be able to. Did you see what he did last week?
Okay, but here's the question. Does Derrick Henry know how to run in -7-degree weather?
I mean,
when there's 2 feet of snow outside the stadium.
Maybe not 2 feet of snow, but like...
Can Derrick Henry overcome the elements plus the Bills?
I mean,
Homeboy played for Tennessee and then Baltimore. He don't know nothing about cold weather.
Well, Baltimore's pretty cold. But, I mean, this is his first season of Baltimore. But, I mean, Tennessee doesn't necessarily get snow, but when he was with the Titans, they made the playoffs a few times and played in cold weather climates before. This isn't like the first time ever that he's playing in a cold environment.
I mean, yeah, but
and plus
-7
is so fucking cold. But you still got Lamar Jackson. Let's not get stupid.
I mean,
here.
I agree. No,
let's not get stupid.
Totally,
here.
Definitely. No, I agree, 100%. Lamar Jackson, you cannot discount him at all.
But it's still Lamar Jackson out there. Like, he can still run, he can still throw. Like, let's not just say like, okay, Derrick Henry out the window. The Ravens are cooked. They're not. They're not. I mean, the Bills are insane in and of themselves, and they have a great team, a better team than I think both you and I gave them credit for going into the season.
Oh, I had them most regressed. So
yeah. So like, like we can take that, with a grain of salt on our thoughts on things, but like, even still, like, man, I don't know, like. They still beat the fuck out of the Bills earlier this year and barely lost to the Chiefs. Like, they lost by a touchdown at the beginning of the season.
Listen. So here's the thing. For America's sake, the Bills need to win this game.
For America's sake.
Because
rock, paper, scissors, right.
The Ravens do not beat the Chiefs, but the Bills can.
Rock, papers, scissors. Because the Chiefs beat the Ravens beat the Bills, the Bills beat the Chiefs.
Worst nightmares, yes.
That's how it worked this year. That's how it worked.
This, by the way, speaking of DraftKings in this game, the Ravens are minus 119 to win this. The Bills are minus 108.
Yeah, they're both favorites.
This is by no means going to be a blowout of a game.
I don't think so either.
This is going to be a close game. One score, most likely.
I think like 2 or 3 points. It's going to be a field goal game. Someone's going to win by a field goal or 2 points.
We'll be back with you next week to let you know how it went.
Yeah.
Then we get to predict the big ones.
Oh,
the big ones.
Oh, the big ones. But that wraps it up for football. Takes us right into some hacky news. Some hacky news. The Stadium Series uniforms got unveiled, and they look slick. They got
slick.
The cannon. They got the wings. Ooh,
those Red Wings helmets look so good.
I honestly like. I love the helmets on the Red Wings so much, but I just hate their jerseys. Like,
yeah, it's very much like a classical style.
And
I definitely don't hate them as much as you do, but like those helmets with the wings on the sides and then the pinstripe right down the middle. Oh,
helmets are so good.
So good.
Oh,
and then
God.
I just love that cannon on Columbus's jersey right on the front and center.
So freaking sweet.
Great. It looks great.
My God.
And then it's just a standard Columbus jersey after that. But
right.
the cannon logo on the front is just too good.
It's good.
It's too good.
They did a great job.
Yeah, so excited for that, to watch that game.
Yeah, this is gonna be real cool.
If I can, I
nope.
It should be. Did TNT have the Winter Classic?
I didn't watch it.
I think it did. I think TNT had the Winter Classic. I hope they have the Stadium Series too, because then I'll be able to watch it for sure.
Maybe.
But couple other things here. Malkin, unfortunately, latest victim of the professional athlete break-ins. They took his 3 Stanley Cup rings, and I feel so bad for Malkin.
You fucking people who are breaking into these people's houses, you are going to be the reason why like sports athletes are just going to become inaccessible to the general public at all. Like, I'm not saying that like, oh, you can just walk up to a sports athlete and say, hello, how are you? Oh, it's nice to meet you. But like, we're going to see them.
No more sticks at games, no more pucks at games, no more autographs at
like
games.
That. Did you see that Wemby thing? Wemby, the kid,
the jersey swap, and then sold it for $10,000 afterwards, or listed it for $10,000.
And Wemby saw it happen. He on Twitter, he reacted to it. So I'm just like, you fucking people are so awful.
So there's those kind of people, right? And then there's the fans that you have that make a custom Jessica Campbell Kraken jersey and just toss it over for her to sign. Those are like the wholehearted people, right? And then you have you idiots that are breaking into people's houses, stealing their Stanley Cup rings, jersey swapping with professional athletes to turn a profit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like,
ruin it for everybody else. They literally
don't even get the opportunity to even get
that close
like that in the first place. Yeah. Or be that close.
Yeah.
So like,
pisses me off, man. It really, really pisses me off. Because like, these are people too. Like,
but if you have those Stanley Cup rings, just go ahead and DM me on Twitter. just let me know. Just let me know.
Yeah, I'll take them off your hands.
And then the scary happenings coming out of Salt Lake City. Montreal's forward Heineman out 3 to 4 weeks after got hit by a car.
Thank God he's okay.
Oh my God! If we would have had to go through it twice in a season, I couldn't do it twice in a season.
No. I saw that and I was like, no, my heart fucking sank, bro.
Thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
And I from what I know, this one was a complete accident.
Like, no, it wasn't like drunk driving.
It was just like the person just didn't see him or whatever, and just coming out of Toronto, Johnny T lower body injury placed on the IR. Tough for this season
sucks.
for him because he was having a pretty good season, honestly.
He was doing all right.
I mean, the Leafs. We talked about the Leafs last week. They're doing good in general, but
they're still doing pretty good. I mean, they're still hanging in there at first place. Florida Panthers sneaking up on them a little bit, 1 point behind. But I mean, man, that President's Trophy race is getting real tight. Oh, it's getting real tight.
It's getting tight. The NHL playoff race is going to be insane.
Oh, I'm so excited for it.
Post-trade deadline.
I'm so excited for the stretch coming up here. So
the stretch
excited.
is going to be nuts. And then a couple of more celebratory items. McDavid is now second on the Oilers' all-time point list behind Gretzky.
The GOAT.
Great company to be in. And then fantastic jersey retirement in Carolina for Eric Stahl.
Deserved.
Which was just awesome to see. It is now only 4 remaining players from that legendary draft. Can you name them? One of them retires after this year.
No, sure. I ain't got no fucking idea.
Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm blanking. Ryan Suter.
Mm-hmm.
What's his face from the freaking? That also plays for the Hurricanes. Oh my god, I can't think of his name. It's just Burns. Brett Burns.
Okay, yeah.
And oh geez, I'm gonna blank on the 4th one. What year is that? That's 2010. Was that the 2010 draft?
Maybe.
Draft year.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look this up because now I'm curious. 2003, 2010. Jesus Christ, what am I on about? 2003 NHL draft. I'm blanking on who the 4th one is that's still left.
I don't actually know. I can't even rack my brain for it. I don't even know who we're.
There's so many people that have freaking retired.
That's why I'm like so inundated with like, oh man, I know there's somebody out there who's like, oh, it's this person, you freaking idiot.
Literally, yeah, they're yelling, they're screaming at me right now of who it is.
Idiots, fake fans.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jesus.
Anyways,
I can't find it.
I'll find it here in a second. But
yeah,
just some names from this draft, by the way, in case you weren't aware. So, Marc-Andre Fleury, obviously first overall. Eric Stahl, second overall.
Yeah.
You have Ryan Suter at 7. Zach Parise at 17. Ryan Getzlaf at 19. Brett Burns at 20. Let's see who else. Corey Perry. That's
Corey Perry. Yep.
Corey Perry at 28. Some other names that were in that draft as well. Patrice Bergeron. I don't know if I said Zach Parise, but Zach Parise. Yeah. Shea Weber, Corey Crawford. Biz was in that. Paul Bissonnette.
Oh my god.
That was his draft year. Joe Pavelski, Nate Thompson.
That's a Pick'em's draft.
It was quite the draft. It was quite the draft. So
they don't make drafts like they used to.
They don't. They really don't. And they have said that this is the most historical draft. There are people on this list. So I don't think Eric Stahl made it to 1,500 games, but Corey Perry's at almost 1,400. Ryan Suter will hit 1,500 this season with the Blues. And Brett Burns hit 1,500, I think, this season or last season, one of the two.
Eric Stahl was at 1,365.
Yeah. Which, that is, like, collectively the most games ever played by a single draft class.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally still playing 22 years later.
Yeah. It's
Like, that's
insane.
crazy to me.
That's
There's
insane.
4 of them still playing 22 years later.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And the Stanley Cups between the 4 of them, like, holy crap.
I don't even want to think about that. That's insane.
So, yeah, just want to highlight that a little quick. And then the last thing, and I failed to mention this last week when we were talking about it. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Okay.
But did you see the absolute dumbassery that Chris Drury offered in trades?
No, I didn't.
He wanted to straight up trade Mika Zibanejad.
Oh, I did see this
for JT Miller.
Yeah, I did see that. That was
those two players aren't even on the same plane of existence.
All right, moving on to basketball. like
what?
Yeah,
dude, you would have had to send. You would have had to send Mika.
Mm-hmm.
Another player, which is probably I'm blanking on that young defenseman's name that they have.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
And like maybe a prospect and a draft pick for JT Miller. Like there's no way you get anything less than that for JT Miller.
No.
JT Miller throws up 100-point seasons.
Yeah, JT Miller is
because Zibanejad can't score on the power play.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
So I wanted to mention that because I know we talked about Van last week. Mm-hmm. So there's that as well.
A little bit of Van news.
yeah, no kidding.
Oh man. But anyway, actually getting into basketball a little bit here. Brianna Stewart, franchise tag renewed by New York. Deadline for others is 1/20, which is a Monday. Other current tags: Kelsey Plum, Las Vegas; Sato Sabally, Dallas; and Gabby Williams in Seattle. Oof, franchise tags.
Those are some big names.
Big names, and franchise tags. I always
I know. It's always weird, but as far as I know, that franchise tags for the W only last one season.
Yeah, which is very, very nice.
Which is great
about
that. And it's. Did you know that the max WNBA salary isn't even $250,000?
It's because they don't make that much money.
Right. I know the league's still up and coming still. So
yeah,
but that just blew my mind because a franchise tag is automatically the max salary.
Yeah, the max of the minimum, basically.
Yeah. So,
like for the position or something like that.
This is crazy to me. And also, can organizations only franchise tag one player?
I don't know how it works in the WNBA.
Because I'm looking at that Las Vegas name of Kelsey Plum, and every right for Kelsey Plum to be franchise tagged. But we have Asia Wilson on our team.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a contract that's up right now. I think she's under contract.
Well, I guess that's true.
Franchise tag is if you're an impending free agent.
I'd be interested to see if they can do more than one player. I would have to imagine not.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I mean, it's kind of dumb if you have all of your contracts ending on the same year, because then you're goodbye team.
There goes your whole team.
Yeah,
literally, you could end up with nobody.
Stagger your contracts, everybody. But
no kidding.
But I think that you can franchise tag more than one player. I don't actually know what their limit is in the W, but
but regardless, obviously New York trying to run it back again this year.
Very deserved.
This with Brianna Stewart, and very deserved for her.
Speaking of a deserving beating, that is, we're gonna talk about a franchise record real quick. 59 points, little 126-67 action to the tune by the LAC Clippers to the Brooklyn Nets. Oh my God, what a beating that was! I sent you that meme on Twitter, and
that was a minute left in the third quarter. Brooklyn had 49 points. 49 points. And the Clippers were already at 100.
Yeah. It was
Um,
insane.
good grief. I mean, the Clippers are hot right now.
They're very good right now.
And Brooklyn obviously is struggling, but this is a whole nother level.
It's bad, man. It's bad. Like, you thought the Washington Wizards were bad, but like,
Oh, the Sun's about to give them the smackdown tonight, by the way. Good grief.
holy hell! Like, that was gross. That was a gross
yeah.
spanking that they got.
Yeah, it was something. A couple other things before we loop back over to the Suns, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers, Mathurin suspended 1 game for his interaction with the official. Dude, like, I know you don't like him, but just shut up.
Right, like, whatever.
The Pacers are doing well, dude. Why would you want to sabotage your team like that? And then Jimmy Butler, we're back at it again with him. He has now doubled down on his trade request and said that he will absolutely not sign any more deals with Miami.
I just don't care anymore. Like,
I mean, I don't either.
I'm
just
checked
figured
out.
we wanted to highlight this real quick and then move on.
I'm just checked out of this Jimmy Butler shit. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, we'll get back to Jimmy Butler whenever the Suns trade for him. Speaking of Suns trading for someone, the Suns have acquired Richards and a second from the Hornets for Okogie and 3 seconds. This is a great trade.
All I'm going to say is we called that on Richards, that he was going out the door, or at least something was happening. We called that, and that it was going to be a center. We called that.
And yeah, that the Suns needed a center, so here we are.
We called that.
Also, in side note here, Nurkic has been did not play for 2 games now, so might be seeing him out the door.
Maybe an $18 million contract off the books. That's a lot of money gone.
That would be great for us because we just added more money with this Richards trade, I'm pretty sure. So
$5 million worth of it.
Yep.
But he's 27. He's 7 feet tall, so that's great.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be great for us. He's gonna be great. And then some great news that you, I'm sure, are just so ecstatic about. The 76ers owners and Comcast Spectacor have announced that they will be building a new stadium in South Philly. It will open in 6 years from now in 2031, and it will host both the 76ers and the Flyers.
You know, good for them. Good for them. Good for them.
That we're gonna just be done with this conversation about them building a new stadium.
It's about freaking time. Like, holy crap.
Crazy though that this got done before the Ottawa Senators got their stadium done.
I'm not surprised about that.
Dude, I don't think that Senator Stadium is ever going to get done.
Never. It's never happening.
Oh, God. The government, though. The government on that one.
A quick NBA midseason check-in. Maybe we'll do
we're halfway through.
We'll do a little trust or bust check-in next week, perhaps. Top 6 over in the East: the Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Bucks, Magic, Pacers. Kind of who I expected to be there. I kind of expect the Magic to drop out, maybe the top 6. Surprise! The Detroit Pistons are sitting at 7. They're sitting at 7. That's insane.
They're freaking doing it, dude.
Crap.
They're doing it. Detroit teams are on fire right now.
They're tied with the Hawks. They are 1 game ahead of the Miami Heat and 3 games ahead of the Chicago Bulls. Hilarious that Jimmy Butler wants out so bad when they're in the play-in still. Like,
no, literally.
You're still in the playoffs, my guy. Like, it's kind of hard not to be in the playoffs. And you know who's not in the playoffs? The Philadelphia 76ers.
Joel, my ankle hurts. I'm out of PTO. Embiid.
1 game ahead of those Brooklyn Nets. Gotta love it. Over in the Western Conference, we got the Thunder, Rockets, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers, all in the top 6. We got the Mavs, Timberwolves, Kings, and Warriors rounding out the play-ins. And then your Suns and Spurs are
mostly trailing.
1 game. So there's still time to turn that around. There's still time to get into the play-ins. And I think that's you know, if they get in the play-ins, they'll get it.
5th seed through 12th is very close race in the West right now.
3 games.
3 games difference there.
Yeah.
Not quite as close as the East, because the East is
Well,
the East is 4 games between 4 and 10, but
right.
that's all.
Right.
That's already all like playoff / play-in spots. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, West is much closer of a race right now. So I know we highlighted it a little bit last week as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll do our little trust or bust check-in next week.
And just to wrap up our basketball news for the week, LeBron James, his business manager, Maverick Carter, is advising a $5 billion venture to start a new international basketball league that is planned to rival the NBA.
So I'm going to give my first impression right now.
Okay.
This is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
So let me just push this a little further for you. It's going to consist of 6 men's team and 6 women's team. So it's going to be a
okay, so I think
NBA
this is
and
great for the
WNBA
women.
team.
This is great for the women's side.
Yes. Amazing for the women.
The publicity for the women's side would be amazing for this. I think this is a terrible decision for the men's side.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you one quick reason.
Yep.
Luka Doncic would not be playing in America if there was a European team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to lose star players to European teams if you do this.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, honestly, with a 6-league team, I mean, it's going to take a little while to get going, and it's going to be small for a while, but
I think that this would be better in a 4 nations NHL format.
I think so too. It's
Have
gonna
the players play for their countries.
We are looking at a 5v5 league, so I mean, I think it might be a little harder to get
you're gonna have
going.
You're gonna have to like lump things together, like Eastern Europe, Western
Europe.
Right.
Like I'm not sure what exactly they're gonna do, if they're gonna have like West, East, whatever.
Africa / Middle East team.
Right.
Like you're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to wait for more information to come out about like where teams are located and like the logistics.
Yeah,
of the whole thing.
projected and logistics exactly.
Because I mean, if it just because they say international, that that doesn't just mean Europe. That could mean Asia. That could mean Africa. That could mean South America. That could mean literally the United States, like Canada. Like international means a lot.
I mean, yeah.
So like you could have a team in the United States, and you could also have a team in England. You know what I mean? Like
I still don't think this is a great idea.
It's going to be really hard.
Excellent idea for the women.
For the women, absolutely it is. They're going to struggle, I think, though, because of Unrivaled. Unrivaled, the 3v3 women's league.
Yeah.
What a great idea that was.
Yeah.
What a great idea that was. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, it is fantastic. I don't even know what I'm saying.
It's going to be great. Oh, and I did want to mention, but speaking of the women's side of things, let me find it real quick. We will be getting back to the women's season. Oh, I'm just crazy. Am I crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy. I thought it was March. It's May. Never mind. Yeah. We still have a little while before we'll get back to the women's season, but keep an eye on that because we do have a new team starting this year.
Yep. I'm ready. The Valkyries. Bad team, but it'll be fun when they get going.
Oh yeah, they'll be bad.
They got a bad. They have a bad draft. But that kind of wraps it up. We got our on a heater hot take of the weeks though. They're back, baby. We got it on lock. We're ready to go. We're locked and loaded. Kiwi, my on a heater hot take of the week. The Vikings were actually a really good team. They were actually a really, really good team. And they got super unlucky because they played the Lions early in the year and got crushed because it's the Lions. Nobody expected them to win that game. And then they faced a healthy-ish Rams team at the beginning of the season. How do you even get away from that? How are you going to survive that? And you know what happened? They went on a 9-game tear, destroying every other team in the league, beating out every other team in the league. And you know what happened? The Lions and the Rams
beat them again.
Like, okay, you can't just look at a 14-2 win team and be like, all right, nope, they're paper tigers. They weren't paper tigers, guys. They were really freaking good. They were on the cusp of winning that division. They were on the cusp of winning that bye week. Like, they were a really, really good football team, and they deserved to be where they were at, which it does bring some cadence to the home field advantage argument of, record wise and win percentage, which, I mean, I give some cadence to that, but I also don't subscribe to that train of thought. Like, I think if you win your division, you should earn it. But I think that there should be a line, like if you have a losing record or you have a one off from a losing tie or a tying record, you probably shouldn't be hosting a division game. But, it's fine. Ultimately, whatever. I don't, I like the way it is right now. I don't think you should be changing it at all. I don't think we should be adding any more teams to the playoffs or extending the season by any means. But the Vikings were really good. They deserved a home game in the playoffs. They didn't get one in the playoffs, which ultimately, it went to the Lions, and that's just unlucky. But you were still really a part of one of the best divisions in recent history.
I think that I'm pretty sure that they are now the only team to have a over 800 win percentage record and lose in the wild card round.
Yeah.
In any sport, I'm pretty sure.
Buzzsaw.
Which is crazy.
They got buzzsawed by a freaking banger team.
Yeah. So, this might be a little bit of a hot take for you, honestly, because I don't know if I fully agree that they were as good of a team as they had record-wise, but
that's fair.
They definitely weren't a bad team by any means. I don't know if they were a 14-3 team. But I guess that kind of brings me. We both have football for our hot take of the week.
Yeah.
My hot take of the week, and we talked about this, and Dashing doesn't think this is a hot take because he's right there with me. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to lose to the Houston Texans this week.
God, I hope so.
It's just going to happen.
God, I hope so.
It's going to happen. So be here. Bet on it if you want. Because it's going to freaking happen. I'm pretty sure the Texans are like plus 400 or something.
Oh yeah.
So that's quite the payout there if you decide to do that.
Don't worry, I have a bet for you guys.
But oh Jesus Christ, I just saw it.
I have 2 bets actually. three total,
but yeah. Get ready for your Texans Bills AFC Championship game and your Lions Eagles NFC Championship game.
It's gonna be good.
We're gonna guarantee we're gonna have one team that hasn't won a Super Bowl there. You just watch.
I hope for it, honestly, but it's time. Our DraftKings sports bet, not sponsored, sponsor us, DraftKings. Sports bets of the week. I actually have 3 bets this week, Kiwi. I went for 3 of them. I went big on this week.
You went big.
I did 3 specials, actually, 3 game specials. My first one, plus 9,000. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson to record 15 rushing yards in each quarter is the first one.
I have no doubt that Derrick Henry will do that.
Lamar Jackson, I'm a little hesitant.
Lamar is definitely the one where it's like, all right, how much is he going to be on his legs?
I think that's why it's plus 9,000. But that's still, it's possible. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's honestly, it's not a terrible bet. There's definitely worse bets.
My second one here is Nico Collins and Travis Kelce to each record 5+ receiving yards in each quarter.
Honestly, if the Texans play well, this is almost a surefire.
This is almost a surefire, I know. And then my last one to round it out here, Isaiah Pacheco and Joe Mixon to record 5+ rush yards in each quarter. This is plus 1,200.
This is a lock. I might take this.
This is actually like that's probably just gonna happen. barring any injuries.
I might take this.
Joe Mixon is questionable, but I think he's gonna play. Like there hasn't been any word.
But if he does not play, you get it
then
refunded.
It's just then it's just Pacheco. it just defaults to just Pacheco. I think. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure which way. It either defaults to Pacheco
or it refunds. Right.
Yeah, it refunds.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think the last one's kind of a lock. Like 5 rush yards. Both those guys are the starting backs. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's I might just take that one, honestly. And then mine, I have all grit plus 750. A Lions parlay here. Lions to win. Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown. Jared Goff 250 passing. Jahmyr Gibbs 100 plus passing, or I'm sorry, not passing, receiving / rushing combined. So just a 100 plus combination of those two.
Okay.
And Jamison Williams a 50 plus receiving.
It's not bad.
Not bad. And then, because we didn't want to keep it all football for all of our bets, I have a nice little hockey NHL. The Penguins plus 110 to beat the Sabres on Friday. The Sabres are hot trash, so
easy win, honestly.
Nothing like a little Friday disappointment for Buffalo Mafia going into their game in the weekend with the Bills.
No kidding.
So, but I think that's about all from us today. I hope everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, and be sure to check us out: YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Prime Podcast, where you watch, listen. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe where applicable. TikTok is getting shut down on the 19th, so we're not gonna worry about.
Not even
gonna try. YouTube Shorts. Maybe one day we'll find time to get back to it. But
listen, we just got back on a schedule.
No kidding.
So one thing at a time here.
One step at a time.
But enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Yeah, we're done rambling. Be free.